Welcome back, Radiant Ones, to another episode of Rain in Beauty. Your space for all things luminous living from the inside out. I'm your host, Shannon, your beauty alchemist and guide on this journey to reign over your life with wellness, wisdom, and just the right touch of sparkle. Today's episode is one I feel in my bones and probably in my nervous system too. And it's called The Glow of Saying No. Yes, we are talking about boundaries, baby, but through a lens you may have never considered. This isn't just about self-help. This is about science-backed beauty, aging with radiance, and creating the energy field that actually glows. So come on, let's dive on in. We're starting with the brain. Well, because science is sexy and beautiful, in my opinion. And the act of saying no, especially when someone feels off or overwhelming, is actually a form of self-regulation. You know, neuroscientists call this executive function. And governed by your prefrontal cortex, okay? When you say no, you are not just avoiding something. You're preserving your cognitive load. Yep, I just said that. Your load. And your emotional balance. Also, guys, your energy reserves. We're going to get there, don't you worry. But first, you know, in a 2012 study that was published in the Journal of Consumer Research, people who said, I don't, instead of I can't, when trying to resist temptation, were significantly more successful in sticking to their boundaries. Why, you ask? Well, think about it. I don't signals identity, whereas I can't signals restriction. When you protect your energy, your nervous system shifts from survival mode into rest and repair mode. And that, my friends, that's where the magic happens. That's where collagen is made. That's where hair growth happens. That's where hormones like oxytocin and melatonin rise. So yeah, boundaries aren't just mental, they're molecular. Boundaries aren't just a self-care trend, you guys. Seriously. I know we hear about it everywhere. They're buzzwords. People want to talk about them. But this is where I bring it to you real. Because boundaries are part of how the human brain evolved to protect us from overwhelming situations, conversations. It conserves our energy and it helps us to make better decisions. Okay? Your brain is a high energy organ. Even though it's only about 2% of your body weight, I know some of ours may be slightly larger, but actually it's 2% of our body weight. And it uses roughly about 20% of our daily energy supply. Every time we're faced with a decision, even tiny ones, like whether to answer a text right now, as we all roll our eyes, you know you've been there, you know you have, so don't even try me. And you spend cognitive currency. Think about that. What is the value of your energy? A 2011 study by Roy Baumeister in social and personality psychology compass found that repeated decision making leads to decision fatigue. Well, that answers a lot about me. Making decisions all day long, all night long. Brain's never shutting off. But you guys, repeat decision making leads to decision fatigue. Yeah, that's making us more impulsive and less likely to make healthy, long-term choices. So again, guys, boundaries act like mental gatekeepers, reducing unnecessary decision making and preserving that energy for what truly matters. And what truly matters to you? Think about that. Think about yourself for a second. Like, go inward, right? What truly matters to you? Write it down. Let's start keeping a journal because sometimes we don't even realize what is important to us. And it's true. So here we go. When we have no boundaries, our attention is constantly pulled in 1,000 directions. Okay? This ping ponging between tasks keeps our dopamine reward systems overstimulated, leading to restlessness and difficulty concentrating. Neuroscientists actually at Stanford found that multitasking lowers efficiency and increases brain fatigue. Really? Because how many times, I know I'm super guilty of this, where I almost brag about how good I am at multitasking. Well, that would explain a lot on why my system is constantly overstimulating. And that overstimulation is leading to restlessness and difficulty concentrating. Hello. Oh, neuroscientists at Stanford found that multitasking lowers efficiency and increases brain fatigue. Saying no to distractions allows dopamine to work, and it's meant to in balanced waves, which helps you feel more motivated, satisfied, and in control. Whoosh, brain thought. The amygdala, which is your brain's emotional system alert. It's your emotional alarm system, right, guys? Think about this. It's always scanning for threats. Overcommitment, constant interruptions, and lack of rest can trick your amygdala into staying in high alert, okay? Thus, is increasing our anxiety, our irritability, and even our physical tension. When we enforce boundaries, we send a clear signal to the amygdala that we're safe. This helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system. Hello, Shan. Say it right. So think about this. When we enforce boundaries, we send a clear signal to the amygdala that we're safe. And this helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the body's rest and digest mode, which is essential for cellular repair, hormonal balance, and even digestion. Every time you say no in alignment with your values, okay? Here's where it's all going to start to come together. You're reinforcing a neutral pathway in the brain that says, I'm someone who honors myself. This neuroplasticity in action, the brain literally reshapes itself based on repetitive behaviors. So over time, this self-trust creates a more resilient, obviously, a more confident mindset, making it easier to uphold our boundaries. Here's the key word right here, guys. Without guilt, okay? Without guilt. Saying no isn't selfish. We got to get that out of our brains. It isn't selfish. It's brain care. It conserves energy. It protects our focus. It calms our emotional systems and rewires our identity towards our self respect, which should be number one. And when your brain feels safe and resourced and reserved and calm, and your body reflects that safety, it will come out in your skin, in your posture, and yes, even in your glow. All right, guys, let's turn this science into sensation, right? I want you to imagine a moment where you almost said yes, but deep down, right? Deep down, your body whispered, ugh, no. Close your eyes if you can. If you're driving, please don't close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in through the nose. Nice, deep yoga breath, filling your lungs completely. And now I want you to exhale gently, very slow, very controlled. Good job. Now picture yourself standing tall. Your shoulders are soft. Feet are planted on the ground, right? Someone asks you for your time, your energy, or your resources. And you know it's not aligned with what you want or are feeling. But before you answer, you pause, right? You pause. Take that pause. You feel the weight of the request in your body. Receive it in. Maybe in tightness in your chest or in clenching in your jaw, like, I don't want to fucking do this. Well, guess what, guys? That's your nervous system sending you a signal. Now, let's finish this. I want you to inhale again. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine your voice saying calmly and clearly, no, thank you. Feel what happens next. Did your shoulders drop an inch probably? Did your breath get a little easier? Did the space around you start to actually expand? Maybe feel a little wider, right? It is in this moment your brain has just flipped the switch from survival mode into rest and repair mode. Your amygdala relaxes. Your prefrontal cortex lights up, and your whole body begins releasing the chemistry of safety. This, you guys, is the glow of saying no. Like the physical glow on your face, on your body. It's not just emotional, but it's psychological. It's your brain and body agreeing. You choose you. It's crazy because, we talk about it often, right? Chronic stress. Oh, chronic stress, you guys. Until we really start to make this sink in, chronic stress is a beauty thief. Think about that. I want you to stop and I want you to really take that in. Chronic stress is a beauty thief. High cortisol, our stress hormone, is scientifically linked, as we know, because I talk about it constantly, to the inflammation within our body. It leads to the collagen breakdown. It leads to acne. How many of you, I'm going to ask you this question. I want you to think about it. How many of you are dealing with a little issue right now on your skin? Because, I don't know, you're just like, what is happening? I never even had acne as a teenager, and now my skin is out of freaking control. What the hell is happening? You with me? Any of you? Any of you feeling like that? Yeah, you're definitely not alone, right? High cortisol, our stress hormone, linked completely together. It gives us skin sensitivity. How many of you were like, I've never been sensitive? And all of a sudden, it doesn't matter what I'm putting on my face. My face is irritated. It's irritable. I don't understand. Or how many of you are experiencing hair thinning? Ooh, now that's a big one. And people either notice it straight away or they don't. It could be one of those silent little side effects, if you will, of high cortisol creeping in, but yet we don't put it together. We don't put the two and two together that, oh, this probably has a lot to do with stress. Well, guess what, guys? It does. And guess what? In a 2020 article, because you know I love my articles, right? Yeah. So, from the International Journal of Dermatology, dermatologists noted a sharp rise in stress related dermatosis. Well, things like eczema, psoriasis. Yeah. Patients who described being overextended or emotionally drained showed higher increases in eczema and psoriasis on the skin. Yeah. It knows when you're saying yes to everything and no to yourself. Your skin is listening, guys. So when you say no to obligations that are not aligned with your true self, your cortisol levels will begin to normalize, your inflammation will reduce, and your skin gets the chance to repair. Ever notice that post breakup glow? Not from heartbreak, but from finally breathing again. And no, you guys, I'm not encouraging you all to go out and break up with your significant other. I'm just saying we have all been there at one point in our life. And it could be breaking up from your job. It could be breaking up from a friend. It could be breaking up from somebody that was mistreating you in a relationship, because it's true. Okay. But that post breakup glow, it's not a filter, it's freedom. And it's real. So, we've talked about how saying no can lower cortisol, can calm inflammation throughout the body, both surfacely and internally, and literally help your skin repair itself. But there's something even more fascinating to me. Something you can't see in the mirror, but you can absolutely feel it in the room. Because boundaries don't just live in your brain, guys, or on your skin. Nope. They live in your energy field. And that's where we're going next. So every single human has an electromagnetic field, your personality energy bubble. This isn't just poetic, it's measurable science, guys. The Heart Math Institute found your heart generates an electromagnetic field about 60 times stronger in amplitude than your brain's, and it can be detected several feet outside your body. When you say yes out of guilt or fear, your body feels the mismatch. Your heart rhythm changes, your breath shortens, and your electromagnetic field becomes erratic. This is called low heart rate variability, a biological sign of stress. It actually has a name, yep. And it signals internal stress. Even if your voice sounds calm on the outside, guys, This electromagnetic field, your low heart rate variability, is absolutely sending out the message, and it is signaling that there is internal stress. So, heart math researchers have shown that when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are actually all aligned, I'm going to give you an example, right? So, when we say yes from a genuine desire, our heart electromagnetic field shifts into a pattern called coherence. And coherence is like it's like tuning a radio station perfectly. The signal is clear, the signal is strong, and it's harmonious. And in this harmonious state, you guys, our nervous system begins to balance. Our immune system begins to function more effectively. Our brain is processing information more effectively. Other people can feel your presence as grounded and magnetic. So, beyond just the heart electromagnetic field, scientists studying the human biofield, which is the total energetic blueprint of our bodies, right? Have found that our yes or no choices. So think about it. If we say yes, if we say no, right? Those choices actually change our vibrational signature that we emit. So when we say yes to something that we are absolutely misaligned with, we are like, ugh, I really don't want to do this. Ugh, right? Well, your biofield weakens slightly. Think of it like a dimmer switch on a light. When you say no to what drains you and yes to what feeds you, your frequency rises. It isn't just woo woo, I'm telling you guys. Studies on bioelectromagnetics suggest that cellular communication itself may be influenced by electromagnetic coherence. So, a true yes carries a signature of expansion. It does. It lets everybody around us know we are wide open. You can actually feel it in your chest and in your gut. Your breath gets deeper, your shoulders wide open, your face softens. You're not clenching your jaw anymore, like your whole face and jaw soften. And your body is literally now broadcasting safety and receptivity, right? A false yes, though, on the other hand, guys, when we are fakely like, ugh, all right, I guess I better do this, right? Well, a false yes carries a signature of contraction, okay? So your energy pulls inward, your breath becomes shallow, and your heart rhythm loses its smooth pattern. Now, over time, the more and more that we do this frequency mismatch, I like to call it, right? You guys, that's where it leads to the fatigue. It leads to resentment, let's be honest, okay? And it even starts to show up as physical symptoms, not just on our inside, but on the outside as well. So boundaries aren't just a personal preference, guys. They're an electromagnetic hygiene practice. Just like you wouldn't skip washing your face at night or brushing your teeth, guys, right? You shouldn't skip clearing out the false yeses because energy from your system, get rid of it. No more false yeses, okay? If we don't want to fucking do something, we're not doing it. Like, we're not doing it anymore, okay? But a clean yes, that's radiant. A false yes dulls our sparkle, and ain't nobody dialing our sparkle today. So we've gone from the brain to the skin, and now to the frequency of your yes. We've seen how a true yes expands you and a false yes contracts you, not just energetically, but hormonally and psychologically. But here's the thing, guys, boundaries aren't just theory, they're not only for big life moments like quitting a job or ending a relationship. The real magic of saying no happens in the tiny choices we make every single day. Saying no in your everyday life is less about slamming doors and more about consciously choosing where your energy flows. It's the quiet, consistent protection of your most valuable resources, your time, your attention, and your well being. So, you're like, okay, Shannon, well, what does that really look like in real life? Well, you know what, guys? It's simple things like 9:30 p.m. Your phone pings with an email. You feel the pull to respond. Just so it's done, we like to tell ourselves, right? Well, guess what? Instead, you say no. You close your inbox and you keep your nighttime boundary. That small choice protects your melatonin production and your skin's repair cycle and your morning mood, guys. Your morning mood. Because we got to do it all over again tomorrow, right? Or maybe it looks like a friend invites you to a last minute gathering, but you're running on fumes, like literally exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally, like exhausted, right? Well, instead of rallying out of obligation, you just say, I'd love to see you, but tonight I just need to rest. Can we plan for next week? That no created space for a real yes. One where you'll be present, definitely more joyful, and not running on caffeine and willpower. Or here is one of my favorite, and it's a huge one. We all have those conversations that drain us instead of nourishing us. I call them energy vampires. Anyone who's known me knows I have used this analogy for years. So, saying no might mean gracefully changing the subject, setting a time limit with this particular individual, or choosing not to engage altogether. Your nervous system will thank you because it's not marinating in stress chemistry. Oh, these people are called energy vampires because they truly suck the life out of us. And that right there, you guys, in my opinion and my experience, people who suck the life out of me, that is the most exhausting part of my day. I got to get rid of that. I can't be having those kind of people around me. Absolutely not. Bye, Felicia. Or maybe you just declined a volunteer request. Like you feel pressure because the school is asking you to volunteer. And it's not because you don't care or like you don't want to, right? But because you're already committed to maybe it's your yoga class, right? Your spin class. Maybe it's your journaling ritual, or maybe it's just a long needed magnesium soaking bath. This is saying no to them so that you can say yes to you. If you haven't already picked up yet, guys, It's okay. I am giving you full permission to start getting selfish. Say yes to you first, okay? It could also look like instead of taking on just one more work project, right? You actually acknowledge your current bandwidth and you protect it. This keeps your dopamine system balanced, your cortisol in wicked check, and your glow completely intact. Sorry, I've already got a lot on my plate and I really want to do my best. So I'm not going to be able to accept that one more project. You guys, everyday boundaries are literally like SPF for your soul. They're invisible and they work best when they are applied daily. And they protect you from damage you can't always see right away. So now it's your turn. What could you say no to this week, guys? Not out of rejection, but as an invitation back to yourself. We've seen what boundaries look like in the small, everyday moments. Those quiet no's that protect your glow just as much as the big ones, life-changing ones. But knowing what to say no to is only half of the story. The real power comes when you can feel that boundary in your body, anchor it in your nervous system, and carry it forward without second guessing yourself. And that's where a mindful practice becomes your best ally. That simple practice isn't just a pause, you guys, it's a reset. It's a moment where your brain, your body, and your energy all come into agreement. I am choosing what nourishes me. And here's the beautiful thing. The more often that we can do this, the more natural it becomes. And we'll start saying no without guilt and yes, without the overthinking. And you'll feel your glow grow from the inside out. Because in the end, boundaries aren't walls, they're windows. They let in more light, more truth, and more of what is meant for you. All right, that was a long one today, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I am so passionate when we start talking about stuff like this. And that simple practice of when we realize that my no is sacred and my yes is sovereign, my glow is non-negotiable. Every time we honor our boundaries, we honor the miracle that is within us. Saying no is an act of grace. It's not rejection, it's redirection. It's not cold, it's crystal clear. And in the world of beauty and wellness, it might just be the most radiant ritual we can master. You don't owe anyone access to your time, your energy, your face, your light. You were not born to be burnt out. You were born to shine, beauty. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Now, next week, I'm so excited because we're taking this conversation deeper in a whole new direction. If today was about protecting your glow, well, guess what? Next week is about powering your glow from the inside out with something I call the energy edit. We'll explore how to clear your mind, fuel your body, and elevate your vibration using science-backed nutrition, ancient energy practices, and a few of my favorite Beauty Alchemist tools that make you feel like you've stepped into a higher frequency version of yourself, which is always our goal. So join me for episode 6, guys, the energy edit. how to nourish, recharge, and radiate like never before. It's gonna be part beauty lab, part energy school, and part soul spa. But until then, my beautiful friends, protect your peace, honor your boundaries, and glow on, leaving you with light and love always.